How's it going, YouTube? So today I'll be cutting some grass with our riding mower. So I just got to put the battery on first, which is right here. Alright, so now the battery's on. I'm going to check the oil first before anything else. And check our fuel. Got lots of fuel, that's a good sign. A little on the low side, so we'll top that up. That's more like it. Right on the happy spot. So that's good to go. We did sharpen the blades at the end of last summer. Fall, actually, but yeah. The blades are good to go. We got power, gas, oil. So let's try to fire it up. Now, every time we try to fire this machine up, it's not like to be choked with the lever up here, which is also the throttle. So we always manually choke it, and it seems to work much better. It will fire up the other way, but more times than not, you kill the battery trying to fire it up. So we just do this, and it seems to work. You basically just take this rag and cover the whole surface. Seal it off. Apply our brake so we can start it, and then first fire up's always the hardest. There is no fuel shut off on this machine. We did add a fuel filter though, which has fuel in it. So the grass isn't crazy here, but it's definitely worth making the first cut. And I could use the big tractor on here, but we like using the riding mower. It has a better finish. that one's done. On to the next one. Anything that's right up against the box that I can't cut for that, take it out. Okay. Yay. That's always fun. And it looks good afterwards. So before I end off this video, I just want to showcase our outdoor shower slash irrigation tower. Basically, we have a 1,000-liter tote at the very top of it, which we fill up through the filters, a 5-micron filter. The housing actually sits here, filter sits inside the housing. It's just not hooked up just yet. And then when it is time to irrigate, we have water up top. I can come inside the tower and turn on this pump. Boop, right there. And it will draw from the tote up top through this pump, which then leads to this poly pipe, black hose, which is buried underground starting from this point, right at this corner. And we have the 3 different pipes coming up with taps on them, with quick disconnects to make life very easy. Basically, I'll just take the garden hose, which also has the male end of the quick connect, and hook it up to this. I can turn the tap on, and we have pressurized water from here. I can irrigate this whole section from one end to the other quite easily. And then from this pipe here, I can irrigate all of the peas quite easily. And then this pipe here, I can easily irrigate all of the beans and the cucumbers. And then I can also come back to this box and irrigate all of this from one end down to the other. It makes life very easy for us, and it's totally off-grid, which is awesome. We do provide solar power to batteries, which are hooked up on this little shelf over here, which supply the power to our pumps. We're going to upgrade the solar panels for sure with a higher efficiency system. This is just what we had at the moment, so that's what we use. It has worked flawlessly, so we can't complain. And our hot water on demand is hooked up right there. The propane line is right there. We have a nice rainfall shower head up top. which is triggered by this chain. Basically, you pull it down and it would start to flow. We have another small RV pump right there, which goes inside of this white barrel, which also gets fed by the tote up top. This little green garden hose is connected to this two-way tap, which we can control on or off with these little taps. So you can turn that side off, you can turn them both on, you can turn them both off. And then the main tap right here is just to control whether or not there's anything coming out of this. Right now everything's open because it was drained before winter, just to make sure nothing froze. We do not leave the pumps outside or the hot water on demand outside in the winter, just to be on the safe side. We disconnect everything that could potentially still have water in it, and we bring it indoors, just to be safe. We have this little bench that I just quickly threw together the other day, so that whoever needs to take a seat while they're having their shower, they can use the bench. So that pretty much wraps the shower. Yeah, that pretty much wraps. Oh yeah, there's a switch right here which turns on and off the pump for the irrigation. So typically it's off. If I want to use it, I just come inside and turn the switch on, which is then wired outside. Isn't it actually hooked up yet, because I haven't had to hook it up, but it hooks up to that battery. This battery is actually charged through the larger solar panel right there. It's only a 100 watt panel, but more times than not, we go, like right now, if it was hooked up, the battery that's there would already be fully charged, no question about it, because the draw from that pump is only at nighttime. Usually around 8 o'clock is when I do the irrigating, and that is the only draw off of that battery. So the battery gets charged all day, and especially when it's raining and overcast, I typically would not irrigate. There's no point. Nature did it for me. So on a gray day like today, there wouldn't be any draw off that battery whatsoever. The smaller solar panel is hooked up to this smaller battery through the smaller charge controller, and as you can see, it is already fully charged. That small battery is actually running the hot water on demand pump, this RV pump. So when this switch is turned up on, I'm not going to run it because the barrel's empty, it would draw up water from the barrel through the pump up into the hot water tank. The hot water tank has its own battery power, so we don't have to run extra batteries for it. The water would go up through here, it would turn itself on, heat the water up, and then charge up this line up to your shower head, and then you can start to have your shower, which is really cool. We have this functional as early as possible, as soon as there's no more chance of freezing. So basically our nighttime temperatures, if they're anywhere near 5 degrees Celsius, we will start to hook this up. If for whatever reason I see or feel like it's going to be very, very cold, anywhere near 0 or below, I will disconnect all the water lines, disconnect the pumps, drain everything, and bring in the pumps and the water, hot water on demand inside, just to make sure it doesn't freeze. Better safe than sorry. So that wraps that up. So that's going to wrap up this video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.